Well, it's an issue that our nation faces on a daily basis. There is a rise in mental health issues among youth, so we're bringing in Peace of Mind CEO Natalie Poole to cover some strategies for preventing and support. Good morning, Natalie.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So back to school is starting sooner than later for some kids.
It
Is
is.
that kind of a triggering point for some kids with the anxiety and whatnot?
Absolutely. So for many of us, while we're preparing for our children going back to school, we're seeing those pants that no longer fit, and we're checking all of those things. One thing that we may not be checking is really their mental health. And you're right, it is very triggering even for some children walking into stores and seeing all of the supplies, because school for them hasn't always been a place that's been safe, a place that's been just academics. Sometimes they see it as pressure. Not only performing academically, but extracurricular activities, depending on their age, they're balancing adolescence, even fearful of their safety at school. So it can be very triggering. Yeah, so just as much as we would ask the questions like, do your shoes still fit for May? We should be asking the questions about school coming up. How are you feeling about that? What pressures do you sense or do you anticipate you may experience when you go back to school? Are you having any bullying? Those are really important check-ins to ask.
So as a parent or caregiver, are there any signs you can kind of look at to see and kind of know that your kids are struggling?
Absolutely. It's funny because in private practice, I notice every year I get an increase if I'm not feeling good, I'm sick, my belly hurts, they isolate in their room all the time, they're on social media more, and while it's an escape, many times they're finding they're even being bullied on social media, so they're checking to see if that's actually happening. So being aware of that is a big thing. As a parent, but additionally, even in the school system, that's something that we can be aware of. I know many schools are actually bringing in mental health providers to actually teach what are some signs that they can notice in school to be able to be supportive of children with these type of challenges. Interestingly enough, a study was done that shows that 1 in 5 children in the Detroit metropolitan area suffer with anxiety and depression, and it's only increasing, and that was from 2023.
Yeah, wow, 20%, that is quite a number. Now, why is it so important to diagnose these or get a handle on these problems sooner than later?
Because they exacerbate into something much larger. What may seem as mild depression, now we start finding that children in this era unfortunately look at things like suicide as a way of escape and as a tool for their mental health. And so then we'll find that those type of things are starting to increase and are on the rise when we could have addressed them with therapy, support, journaling, exercise, having routines in their schedule so that they're not anticipating things coming from all over, but they're knowing what's going to happen in their day.
All right, well, talk about support. Where can people go for support if maybe you can't get it in the immediate family?
Absolutely. So definitely Psychology Today is a great avenue to be able to utilize for looking for providers who actually specialize in adolescents. My office is one that we work with adolescents all the time, and we're local here in Farmington Hills. Google is your friend. You can definitely find a lot of support there, but also teaming up with local agencies and even your school to see what type of avenues that they have at their disposal to be able to help your child during this difficult time.
Yeah, children's mental health, very important subject. Natalie, thanks for dropping by and talking about it.